Welcome to Extension Connection on Super Talk 1270. Thoughtful information and discussion with experts from both Burleigh and Morton County Extension Service offices. Extension Connection provides advice on family nutrition, issues in agriculture, lawn and garden, community leadership, homeowner concerns, and so much more. Live from the Super Talk 1270 studio, this is Extension Connection.
Well, welcome to the Extension Connection. This is a busy week in the Morton County office, and you have the Morton County staff here. This is Vanessa Hoynes, Family Consumer Science Agent, and with me I have
Liz Larson, the parent educator with the Parent Resource Center.
And Liz, what are you going to be talking about today?
I'm going to do a couple reminders of the last couple classes we have in August. We're wrapping up the summer schedule, and then talk a little bit about sleep and getting bedtime routines going, because school is upon us.
Yes, school's right around the corner. You got to start thinking about that already, getting up at different times than you're in right now.
Getting to bed and get back on that schedule.
Oh, good deal. And Carla, what are you going to be talking about?
Well, you are talking to the very excited 4-H Extension agent, because it's 4-H week, really, Fair Week with the Morton County Fair this week, and I have a lot of information regarding the Morton County Fair, so we'll be talking about that. And then I also have some information on a fun event coming up called the Clover Classic Shoot, and it's to raise funds for the North Dakota 4-H Foundation, which sponsors some of our wonderful 4-H programs. So that's what I have to visit about.
Yeah, and of course we're just right on the heels of finishing up the North Dakota State Fair. So
Yes.
we're the 4-Hers are really in the heat of it right now.
Yeah, we had a successful week at the State Fair.
Yes.
We had Consumer Choices teams up there. I know that your teams did very well.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. Our junior team placed third, and our senior team placed sixth. So that was great.
And there's quite a few teams, so that's even more exciting that we were up there in the top 5, top 10. And we had some kids participate in communication arts at the State Fair and who did very well. Fashion review, we had a lot of, or 2 participants in the fashion review, and they received honorable mentions. And we had 3 young individuals participate in Project Expo. They were very excited and had a lot of experience. They're pretty young, and so they also received some participation ribbons as well. So
and if folks don't know what Project Expo is, I think the best way to describe it is it's like a science fair, only the topics are not just related to science. They're related to a project that the kids are enrolled in, and so something they wanted to delve a little deeper in it and learn a little bit more about and then share.
Yeah, and it's really neat because you visit with them, and it's really their display is meant to draw you in and educate you really on what they're talking about, and then to start up a conversation. And so we had one on pheasants and pigs, and I can't remember the other one. Kittens, there you go. So they did really well.
Things.
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course, what all little boys and girls would love to talk about and learn about, right?
In the livestock show, we had a wonderful showing from Morton County at the North Dakota State Fair. There was quite a few grands and reserves, and I'm not going to name them all because I don't know. I know that there was some does, so we're talking goats, and there was some hogs as well that did very well. I know AJ Hines received a grand and reserved. He showed some beef and some swine, and then the Johnsons, Samantha, and I'm drawing a blank. Okay, the Johnsons.
That's what happens when you start naming names.
I shouldn't have done that. The Johnsons had
so many
award-winning does out there too. So and really we did wonderful. We had dairy out there up at the North Dakota State Fair, and just a really great opportunity for those kids to highlight their accomplishments in front of a bunch of folks across the state. So very exciting.
Static exhibits did really well. We had some grand champions there from Morton County, and then of course we had youth that were involved up at State Fair that are State 4-H ambassadors from Morton County. So that's fun to see them involved also.
Yeah, and I don't know if you were walking through. I know Vanessa, you had a chance to walk through the non-living exhibits, the static exhibits, and there were so many big projects this year. We're talking big tables and picnic tables and archery targets and shooting benches, and we had a wood chop or wood splitter up there. One of our 4-Hers took that up, and so a lot of big projects. If you walk through it all, there's some really neat things to see.
Yeah, lots of skills, lots of ingenious designs, and yes, I mean, time and time again, whether it's Morton County 4-Hers or 4-Hers from across the state, they are really talented and skilled and practicing their art, whatever they are passionate about.
Yep.
And you get to see even more of it at Morton County Fair.
You
this
bet. And you know what?
week.
I would say that the Morton County Fair exhibits, they stand right up there with the state fair exhibits, definitely.
Yeah.
Many times there are things that kids just choose not to send to state fair because of fear of something getting damaged or, those kinds of things in that transporting process. And so sometimes there are those very unique things that don't actually make it to state fair.
Right. Yeah.
And so you'll miss out if you don't come to the Morton County Fair.
Right.
They've been waiting.
Yeah.
Show them off.
They
Well,
have.
And every day this week, if you've been in the courthouse at all, you've probably heard me say, it's fair week. I'm all excited. So very, very exciting. So I guess with that, we can talk a little bit about the county fair. And then I know Vanessa and Liz, you have other things too. But the county fair really does, the Morton County Fair in New Salem, of course. It kicks off tonight. We have speed events for the North Dakota 4-H, Morton County 4-H Achievement Day, horse events, and they're all speed events. So the kids will be doing barrels and poles, goat tying, and pole bending. And so they have a variety of things that they'll be doing. We are starting that tonight at 6:30 out in New Salem. Tonight is absolutely free. So if you want to come out and see some kids ride their horses and just really experience a little bit about the fair, the only thing open tonight, of course, is the 4-H horse show. So there's no concessions or anything, but feel free to come on out, 6:30 in New Salem.
And just enjoy the night.
Yeah, it's supposed to be warm. So last year, when we did this in the evening, it cooled off a little bit. It was the perfect night to ride horses. So a little threat of rain this afternoon, but we're crossing our fingers, and nope, it's not supposed to come. So hopefully it will stay to the east of us and not bother us in New Salem. But again, looking forward to the evening. We have a record number of horses in the 4-H events scheduled to participate. I believe there are 54. And so quite a few horses. I'm very excited. And then tomorrow, we kick off a really big day. We will see approximately 400 4-Hers come through for General Achievement Day, which is everything crafty, baked goods, outdoor skills, fiber arts, clothing and textiles, consumerism, photography. Yep. So everything you can possibly imagine. I know it's going to be so fun. I can't wait. I had a young man in yesterday into the office, and he was talking about the Lego table he built, and his mom was pretty excited, and it sounded so interesting. And last night I'm sitting in front of the TV, and I get this text message, and he had finished his project and sent me a picture. So it was pretty exciting. I can't wait. I know, right? It's so fun. And so tomorrow, again, another big day at the Morton County Fair, and tomorrow admission again is free. It's 4-H General Achievement Day. If you have any open class exhibits, those can be entered between 1:30 and 6:30 tomorrow afternoon. The 4-H Horse Show picks up again tomorrow with all of the performance events, the horsemanship events, and that starts at 10:30. And then we have a 4-H and Open Rabbit and Poultry Show, and that starts with registration at 2. And then the contest is at 3. And then the weigh-in for 4-H Livestock, which that big day is on Friday, but weigh-in is 5 to 7:30 Thursday. And then, of course, open class static judging begins tomorrow night at 7:30. So I know we all have a long day tomorrow, and I know the kids do too. So it'll be a very fun day, very exciting.
Yeah.
So with that, Jim is signaling us for a break, and we'll be back and talk about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday events at the Morton County Fair, and then visit with Vanessa and Liz about happenings in Family Consumer Science and Parent Resource Center.
Right now, 77.
News and Views with Joel Heitkamp. Weekdays on Super Talk 1270.
And welcome back to the Extension Connection. Again, the Morton County staff here today during Morton County Fair Week, of course. And when we went on break, we were just finishing up here happenings on Thursday, August 4th for the Morton County Fair. And then Friday, August 5th, our gates open at 6, and it's 4-H Livestock Achievement Day. A lot of things going on at the fair that day. We have our sheep, our swine, our goats, and our dairy cows, and our beef cattle. I was getting there. I'm just slow. And then our dairy show starts at 11. We have commercial booths this year, and we are full. We have about 22, I think, is the last count I had, commercial booths. So they'll be open from 1 until 6. New this year, we've had inflatables in the past, but this is new, our timing. We have them for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So inflatables, 1 p.m. till dark on Friday. And guess what? You pay your admission to get into the fair, and you bring your kids with, and you pay, like I said, everyone pays their admission, and you get to jump on the inflatables for free. We do not charge.
Me?
Yes, Vanessa, if you want to jump on it, go ahead.
That's your next topic.
There you go.
Fitness and
Yeah, there you go.
inflatables.
Yep. So those are going on. And then we have our 4-H premium sale, and that's at 5 o'clock. And then our award-winning North Dakota Rodeo Association Rodeo starts at 6:30. The last couple years, the rodeo out at the Morton County Fair, that is the Saddle Club puts on, out in New Salem with the NDRA has won North Dakota Rodeo of the Year. So very exciting. Maybe we can make it number 3. And again, that starts at 6:30. And then dance to Two-Way Crossing. We will have them. They are going to be here from Nashville, Tennessee. So we're very excited. If you were able to attend Cowtown Hoedown, they were out there on Saturday night, and they're very excited to come back. So we are welcoming them again to New Salem for the Morton County Fair.
Well, and then also remember on Friday, that would be the best day to come out and, well, not the first best day,
Yes.
I should say, to come out and see all the exhibits.
Yes.
Because then all the 4-H exhibits will have been judged. All of the open class will have been judged. So all day Friday, that exhibit building will be open for viewing.
Yep, absolutely. So, yes, Friday was the first best day. There you go. I like that. First best day. Okay, so then Saturday, August 6th.
The second.
Yeah, the
day.
second best day.
There you go.
Our gates open again at 6 o'clock in the morning. We have open class livestock registration starts at 7:30, and our open class livestock show starts at 8:30 in the morning. Our entertainment building opens at 10, and Foxy, if anyone knows Foxy, she has put together some great entertainment for Saturday. We have Messy Mania, the lady who dresses, she's a clown, and she has all kinds of things for kids to do. She does face painting. She does all kinds of hands-on activities for kids. She's wonderful. And she will be in the entertainment building from 11 until 3 that day.
So if they're not jumping on the inflatables,
Exactly, there
they
you
can
go.
be with her.
Yep. Okay, so our 4-H dairy show starts, not 4-H, open class dairy show. There was an error in the schedule, sorry. Starts at 11, and then Dakota Nights will be in the entertainment building at 11 o'clock. I'm not sure who they are, so I'm not going to elaborate, but it's entertainment that Foxy has put together, and she usually has wonderful things to choose from to check out, so please go and check them out. Halls of Magic, Kevin Hall. He's a magician, and I've seen him perform here a few years, and he's wonderful, and he's going to do some illusions and different things, and he has a show at noon on Saturday, and then Rodeo Slack should be on Friday at 12:30. And Kimberly Bauer, she's local. She's going to perform at 1. And then a big highlight of the fair is Blind Joe from NBC's The Voice is going to be performing at 2 o'clock. And then after he's done performing in the entertainment building, he's going to sign some autographs. So we're very excited about having him join us.
To have him there.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
I know.
There is.
It's so full. 3 pages full of stuff in this little brochure. Okay. Dakota Nights then performs again at 3:30. So right after Blind Joe. And then the famous chicken supper starts at 4:30 in the afternoon, and the tickets go on sale at 4. So if you want chicken, you need to be out at the fairgrounds at 4 o'clock to get your ticket and get in line so you can get some chicken supper because Meredith has a lot of chickens.
And there's only chicken. I mean, there's only enough chicken for so many people.
Yep.
And so if more people show up than they anticipate, you might not get any.
Exactly. You don't want to miss
hope
out.
you have
It's
a bag
good.
lunch pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, or then you can go to the 4-H
that's true.
concession
Yep.
stand. Yeah.
Exactly.
You won't go hungry, but you might not get chicken.
Yep. It's a secret recipe chicken something. I don't know what they put on top of it. Oh, yeah. Barry Schultz has
Never
got that all. Yep.
experienced this
Yep.
chicken.
It's technically called the Morton County Fair chicken.
There you go. Okay. Then Kevin Hall, a magician again. He'll be back on stage at 5 o'clock. Morton County Power Pole. We changed the time of this, so make sure you make note. Instead of 6 o'clock, we are starting the Power Pole at 5:30. So be there, be square. And then another performance of the North Dakota Rodeo Association at 6:30. And then that evening is a dance to October Road. And this is will be probably one of the last years they perform with us for a couple years. We're going to shake things up next year. But October Road has been phenomenal the last few years at the fair. Everyone loves them. They get the crowd going. They have a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to seeing October Road on Saturday night from 8:30 to 12:30. Then the last day of the fair, we open the gates at 7 o'clock because after Friday and Saturday, we all need to sleep in just a little bit.
Till 7.
Yep,
Till 7. Yep.
Exactly.
All the way till 7.
All the way, a whole hour. And so we have inflatables that are going to be up again from 10 until 2. We have a gospel hour. Since it's Sunday, we want to make sure we take in a gospel hour, and that's at 10:30 in the morning. And then Marv Zander and friends will be there for gospel hour. And then Messy Mania returns at 11. And we have our kiddie poll, and that will be at 11:30 with registration at 11. Alexis Backler performs at 11:30, and then we have a free noon meal, and that is actually provided to you by the Morton County Fair Board, and it's just appreciation for all the folks that are coming out to the fair, who have helped out at the fair, and it's served by the FFA alumni of Morton County. So you'll see folks there from the Mandan chapter, New Salem, Glen Ellen, all over Morton County who are FFA alumni.
And so really, if you haven't made it out to the fair yet by Sunday is a real bargain.
It is, absolutely.
You can get out there right away in the morning. You
Yep.
can see, most everything. You're not going to be able to see all the entertainment.
Yep.
But you're definitely going to be able to take in the kiddie pool and the gospel hour and all those other great entertainment things, inflatables and such. So even if you just plan to come spend Sunday with us.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then the Luther ladies are going to be performing at 1, and then the antique tractor pull is at 1 o'clock, and then our ranch rodeo is at 1 o'clock. And we have a full ranch rodeo. We have, I believe, 10 teams participating, and it filled up really fast. All the teams did, and I guess we have some of the best ranch rodeo teams in North Dakota, especially Western North Dakota. So we're excited about that. Ryan Fleck has been working hard on the ranch rodeo. In the ranch rodeo, I'm supposed to have a shout out here to our sponsors of the ranch rodeo, and that's CrossX Trucking, Rock Point, and Hooks Towing, and they are going to be helping out sponsor that ranch rodeo. Then Marv Zander and the Moonlighters perform at 2, and then then it closes. Everything ends. Vendors are released at 2, livestock is released at 2, and then all of our fair exhibits are released at 3. And so
And everyone goes home to take a nap.
Yeah, no,
And it's truly like mass exodus. I mean, it's like somebody flips a switch and everything starts.
It does.
Leaving.
It disappears so
train.
quick.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
all the work and then over.
Yeah, everything just goes from crazy busy to
Yep.
boom, everybody's gone.
Exactly. So yeah, it's going to be
It's
a
a
really
magic
fun
show in
weekend.
itself.
It really is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really fun weekend, and I thought of something that was going on Saturday, and then now it just popped in my head. But again, events start tonight. Free admission, 4-H horse show speed event starts at 6:30, and free admission tomorrow. And then Friday, the gate goes on. So if you would like weekend passes, you can pick those up out let's see, at our office today, and then we actually kind of move our office for the rest of the week. I don't know if Liz, I think you're going to be in there for a little bit.
I'll be in the office Thursday and Friday till noon.
Okay.
And we'll be completely shut
down.
down.
Yeah.
Be out at the fair.
I just changed my email with an automatic reply that saying I was going to be out at the Morton County Fair.
yeah.
And I put on there, I said, and if it's really important that you get a hold of me, come out to New Salem.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Come out to the
Go
fair.
to the fair. That's
I'll
where
see you
everyone
there.
will be.
I'll have to send you an email so I get that reply back, and then I can just copy what you have. But we're looking forward to it. It's a highlight of our summer. I know I'm excited to see all the kids tomorrow when we have General Achievement Day. All the projects that they've been working on and the hard work that they put into it for the year. It just really it's super fun, and you get to see smiles on kids' faces that are a mile wide, and it's a really neat environment. If you get a chance, come on out. We would love to see you. Be our guests, and it's going to be fun. So again, Morton County Fair tonight through August 7th is when we will be going on. So yeah.
And if the kids, when we were cleaning up, getting ready
Yeah.
on Monday night, I mean, you can just sense the excitement.
Yeah.
They were really ready and willing to do anything.
That's the most
get
kids-
stuff set up.
Yeah, that's the most kids we've had at a cleanup night, and I don't know, 75 kids maybe, 75 folks
Yeah.
there helping out, and
at least.
yeah, it was super
ran out of
fun.
pizza.
Yeah,
That's
we ran
how
out of
many
pizza. No
people.
kidding. So, well, with that, I will wrap up here the Morton County Fair events. We will go on a break, and we'll return with Vanessa and Liz and their happenings.
Right now, 77.
Here's Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons on Super Talk 1270.
And welcome back with the Extension Connection. This is the Morton County office, and we just were talking about the Morton County Fair. And we were in here laughing because once we got done, it was like we almost had to give oxygen to Carla because she was
so pumped up.
She's so pumped.
excited.
She was hardly breathing while she was talking. So if you need anything repeated, you can sure call our office at 667.
You're being so mean.
3340. No.
We're
No,
having
it's
fun.
Yes, it's great to be
Good
passionate and excited.
No,
Yes,
I'm super excited.
We all are, but yeah. Well, now we're going to go on and talk a little bit about Liz and I had an opportunity to take part in the back to school extravaganza in Mandan yesterday.
Yeah, speaking of hot and run out of breath.
Yeah,
in those
really.
tents, it got a little warm.
I hear you thought you were going to get a break.
Yeah.
Yes. Vanessa didn't tell me. I was the rookie out there. Had no idea. At least I brought water.
Yeah, she made this comment like, "Well, when we get a little lull in the," and I'm thinking we're not going to have a lull. Yeah, yeah. We had some fun topics we were talking about, so we thought we would just kind of share some of the things we did yesterday. I was talking about sun safety, and so all the little people that I talked to had an opportunity to get a wristband, and these special wristbands are made out of a material that's sensitive to UVA and UVB rays, and so they turn purple when they come in contact with those rays. So it's a good reminder when they're wearing them and they're outside playing. If they look down at their wristband and it's purple, they know they need to get some sunscreen on if they don't have any on yet. And then also, as you know, throughout the day, the darker the purple, the more intense the rays. So then it's a good reminder again to keep reapplying that 30 SPF sunscreen every 2 hours so that they're making sure that they're protecting themselves as much as they can.
And you were giving out some sunscreen too.
Yeah, so I also had some little sunscreen packets, and actually I'm going to have the wristbands and the sunscreen packets out at the fair, Morton County Fair this weekend too. So if you didn't get any at the back to school extravaganza, you can sure come and find us there at the Morton County Fair. And actually, I say little people, but you know, that's not just for kids.
I had mine on yesterday, Vanessa.
I'm going to grab one out of there because I'll be out there all week.
Well, yeah, and no, it's such a good reminder, and I think, you know, like especially for moms that I visited with, you know, you might not always want to wear a wristband, but you can always attach it to your purse or a bag that you always carry with when you're out with the kids, and just having it somewhere so it can find the light when you're outside it'll just be a reminder that you can, oh yeah, we're gonna need to make sure we have sunscreen on, or reminding me to reapply and those kinds of things.
Yep. Well, and even for the parents, because sometimes they put it on the kids but forget themselves.
Oh yeah, more than once I had kids say they take them, their eyes would get really big when they found out what they did, and then they'd look at me and they'd go, "Dad needs one." And then Dad would sheepishly kind of take a look at me and put his hand out like, yeah, I guess I better have one too. So yeah, it's really for everybody. Some other things you can do to protect yourself is to make sure you're wearing, a hat, cover your head, your ears, a wide-brimmed hat, even the back of your neck sometimes, especially just thinking about the fair when you're outside looking at, watching the livestock shows and the horse show and all those kinds of things. Sometimes the sun can catch up with you. You don't realize how long you've been out there. And then again, wearing protective sunglasses or goggles, and making sure that you probably don't want to get those sunglasses at the convenience store. You probably want to make sure that you have a good pair that is definitely rated to protect you from 100% of those UVA and UVB rays.
Well, and there's a lot of clothing you can get. I mean, especially in the kids section, I've seen that a lot. Sun hats that have SPF in them. Is that what it would be? Or UVA?
And it's not so much SPF as it is that it has, there are different weaves that don't allow the rays through.
Okay.
And so some of those kinds of things. And actually most of our clothing, unless it's really sheer, or if it's sheer and tight fitting, and if you're sweating, then it's not going to protect you. Yeah. But if you wear layers, or if you wear longer sleeves, if you have issues with not wanting to wear sunscreen, then wearing those other protective clothes are a good way to go. Or an umbrella, anything just to give you a little bit of a shade that you can carry along with you.
Yeah.
And you talk about sunglasses too. You don't have to go out and spend an outrageous amount of money. I know that I had watched, and I'm a news junkie if anyone knows me, but a rosin report on like the Today Show or something, and they were talking about how the difference between a really good pair of more inexpensive glasses versus $100 or $200. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to get that.
No, you don't. You just have to make sure you're reading the label.
Yep.
And like if it's only $1 a pair, that's
Right.
probably not going to be protecting you. It'll probably shade, but it's still allowing those rays to come in. And so
Tough. There's a lot of free giveaways now that have
Exactly.
sunglasses,
yeah,
and
they
so-
don't tend to be the ones that you're really
Yeah.
looking for.
Like we have sunglasses up at camp, and they're just to look cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
on
And
the
so,
more shady days,
Yeah.
maybe,
exactly.
versus the harsher days.
so that's kind of what I talked about. Liz, what did you talk about during the extravaganza?
Well, you also will have to tell them about the dice after
Yeah, I
I'm
will,
done, because
yeah.
my legs are feeling the burn still from all the squats I did yesterday to show these kids. But I talked a little bit about morning routines, so we had some signs up about bedtime routines as well. But it was quite a good time. We had slips of paper, and the kids had to pick, what do they do? Eat breakfast, get dressed, put their shoes on.
And
We
it
had
was
to get
fun.
some write-ins. There was people that had to write in. They had to feed their dogs or their rabbits and all that kind of stuff. And it was fun to watch the kids really get invested. They knew some of what they were supposed to do, but they maybe don't remember to do. So they put it on there anyway. And we talked about, you got to aim high so that hopefully you remember. So just kind of getting ready for the school year and getting excited about it. And it was pretty fun.
And it was fun to watch them as they were picking out the different slips that met with the usual things that they did in the morning, and then they were organizing them on this sheet, and then they had to, with the glue sticks, they were gluing them down, and yeah, some of them were pretty passionate about what they were doing.
Yes, they were.
I remember we talked about a couple young men.
Yes, they probably 5th or 6th graders, and I was so impressed. Their parents weren't with them, but they knew. One of them said, I forget to brush my teeth, and I agreed, sometimes we all do that. So he made sure that was on there, and they just worked really hard. They had pictures they drew on there with them, and I bet you they spent 20 minutes on those schedules. And they had an idea of where they were going to hang them up in their house, on their door, and they were very committed. So I hope those moms and dads appreciate the effort that they put into those.
Yeah, because they were definitely putting in planning foot forward.
Yeah.
They were making the first good steps.
Yeah. The one was picking all
following
the
through.
slips, and he said, "Wow, this is like my life right here. You've got everything." I was like, "I'm trying to help you out." Yep, we get it together. So they were working very
Yes.
hard.
Liz has kind of got a premonition about kids, just in general. And they were so surprised that you knew what they would possibly do in the morning.
I knew what they do in the morning. Yeah, but we had lots of good discussions because there were kids that were saying, "No, you're doing it wrong," and I said, "We all have different schedules."
Yeah.
We did have a couple corrections, though. It's like to put your shoes on first and then take a shower doesn't make a ton of sense. So we had to, quick before the glue dried, switch them around.
Unless, of course, you're putting flippers on or something.
That's true. Yep.
But then that's where that logic enters in, another opportunity
Yes.
to learn.
We had
Yeah,
some
there you
learning
go.
learning opportunities.
Yeah, and then the other piece that I was sharing is I brought some information about my plate and healthy snacks as we starting to get back to school and thinking about snacks after school, what things you can do and ways you can get kids involved in making some of those snacks. And then, of course, physical activity was a part of that. So we had a fun pair of dice. And they're big, big, fluffy dice, and one of them has numbers from 2 to 12, and then the other dice has, or their die, I guess I should say, has different activities like jumping jacks or push-ups or
Arm circles
and different things.
Knee bends, which created a lot of squats.
Yeah. So it was an opportunity for the kids to come by and roll the dice and see, the number told them how many, and then the other die told them what they needed to do. So that was pretty fun. It was also pretty entertaining to watch some of the kids that have maybe not done jumping jack before, or push-ups were always interesting too.
Well, and the
depending
little
on the
ones
age.
that maybe are going into kindergarten haven't been at a PE class yet, and I think their parents' eyes were pretty wide. Oh, I guess my son doesn't know how to do a jumping jack. So we had lots of demonstrations going on.
We had lots of interesting ways to do exercises, and we we told them too, there is no judging. It's just you do it the way you want to do it. It's just the whole idea was to have some fun.
Yep, and we were all sweating even more than we were before.
We were thankful to be in the tent, but there wasn't a lot of air movement, so it was kind of like still warm. And then we also had actually another staff member that has not come and joined us on the radio yet, and that's Deb Johnson. And she is actually working with the Family Nutrition Program and also the Expanded Food Nutrition Program. And so she is a recent hire, and she's working both in Morton and Burley. And so she came to join us, and she was actually manning the dice.
Yeah.
And so she had to do lots of those demonstrations as Liz was talking about too. So they got their workout. I was on the other end of the booth handing out all the wristbands. So
Yes. Yeah.
but it was a fun day.
Well, and hopefully maybe we can get her over here on the radio, or I know she's going to partner with myself and the Parent Resource Center and see if we can do some parent nights or something, partner with some nutrition and parent education in the same. So it'll be fun. She'll be around a little bit in Morton County too. And
So kind of look for those classes coming up too. Yeah. So what else did you have to share, Liz?
Well, before we go to a break, I think it's going to be shortly here. So it's kind of that time of year. Need to start getting back in a routine. So we talked about bedtime routines, or morning routines, I guess, but also bedtime is probably the more crucial and maybe more difficult for more houses out there. So I'll just run through, as far as the age, we have the snooze news. So you can go online and get a printout if you want. But how much sleep does everyone actually need? So we have the babies need 14 to 18 hours. Toddlers need 11 plus probably a 2-hour nap. Obviously, some kids nap differently than that, but the preschoolers are needing 11 to 12 hours plus probably a 1-hour nap. And I think about half of preschoolers or so take a nap. So again, that's based on them. Kindergartners need 11 and a half. Those school agers still need 10 to 11 hours. Adolescents, 9.25, so a little over 9. And then adults should get a little over 8 hours of sleep. So I don't know if anyone's reading.
And then how long is the nap for adults?
They don't have one in there, but we should talk about that.
We should
when we
institute
come
that.
back
Yeah,
from break.
I think we definitely should.
Yeah,
Next couple days I'm gonna need one.
yeah, after the fair week.
Exactly.
So we'll take a little bit of a break here and then come back and wrap up some of the parent resource stuff and see what Vanessa has to say. But this is Extension Connection. We'll take a break.
Right now, 81.
The home for ABC News at the top of the hour is Super Talk 1270.
All right, we're back with Extension Connection. I'm Liz Larson with the Parent Resource Center. We still have Vanessa here with us talking about family consumer science, and Carla talked about all the amazing fair stuff at the beginning part of this. Speedy Carla. No, it was good. It was excitement. I'm sure you got people fired up, ready to go to the fair. They're probably not even listening to the rest of this.
They're probably on their way. They're on their way driving out to New Salem right now as we speak.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit more right before break. We're talking about snooze news. So how much sleep do you need, or how much sleep do your kids need? So I thought I'd go over a couple tips for bedtime, as that's kind of the season, right? Everyone's trying to get back into a routine before school. Or hopefully, if you're not, you should be planning
thinking about that,
You should be thinking about it. Because it takes kids a little while to adjust. If we all remember, the change of time twice a year and how brutal that is, prepare, right?
And a lot of those kids are going to bed and it's still light outside and they don't want to go to bed.
Yep, it's tough in the summer. So a couple tips. One, keeping the television or computer out of the bedroom. Another good one with screen time is really at least an hour before, if not more. Avoiding screen time totally. So put away the tablets, turn off the TV. It's tough because that means adults have to do that too, and even trying to put away your smartphone so your kids aren't sneaking videos or whatever else. But lots of research out there telling us that it's affecting our sleep. It's messing with our melatonin, and our bodies aren't ready to sleep when we're laying down and got our screens in front of us, which is hard habits to break. So start them young with the kids. Put that television and computer away. Another one, predictable routine each night. So if you do snack and brush teeth, get pajamas on, do one book or however many books, a song or two, a story, something like that. But make sure it's predictable every night. So that means you have to make time in your schedule. If it's a 20-minute routine, make sure there's 20 minutes there. About the same bedtime every day of the week. So it shouldn't be more than an hour different on the weekend. So if they go to bed at 8 every night of the week, they shouldn't be going to bed at 10 on the weekends. And not only because they'll probably still wake up early on Saturday and Sunday morning, but you'll really be messing with their sleep, and Monday will be a rough day back at school and all of that kind of thing. So it's trying to keep it the same even over the weekend. And then if you're needing to adjust your child's sleep schedule, just do it kind of in those 15-minute increments. So moving it earlier each night, only 15 minutes, and gradually they'll get there. You know, give them some time, some patience, that kind of thing. So there's a great book called Sleepless in America, and which I have a few copies of in my lending library if anyone wants to read. But that lack of sleep can cause many behaviors that frustrate parents and teachers. So there's a great checklist on the back of this snooze news, and it kind of breaks it into different categories, you know, kids' emotions, the body, their attention or ability to focus, and then also in social situations. And you can kind of check them off and then score, and it'll tell you, maybe your child's well-rested, tired, or really missing out on sleep, and you'll see a good connection there is their behavior is acting out how much sleep they are. Mm-hmm. And if you get that under control, you could end up with a different child almost. So you want to be aware of those things, right? They're trying to communicate. They're tired.
They're telling you just in different ways.
Yes.
Well, and exactly. I think too, you know, getting them to go to bed 15 minutes earlier each night, you know, as you're trying to move that to the time that they're going to need to get to bed for school, that also needs to be coupled with then getting them up.
Exactly.
15 minutes earlier, yep. Because if they continue to sleep in until, you know, unless they weren't getting enough sleep before, but if they continue to sleep in until later in the morning, you're still kind of fighting a losing battle because if they're having a hard time getting to sleep early, the one sure way is to get them up a little bit earlier,
and
then
they're up long enough,
and then they're ready to go to sleep that night.
Yep, and it is a big adjustment, but really will pay off that, you know, first week or two of school when your child's ability to focus and really be ready and on the game. So that'll help. And it'll help with the teachers too.
Yeah, and those first few days, they're you know, having so many things that they have to get used to, new surroundings and new routines there, and so for them to be at the top of their game is so important.
Yes, yep. And obviously it goes along with nutrition and all those good eating habits too, so we want to be aware of it. Yeah, so another little tip is that in the morning, if there's children who don't wake up on their own, they probably need an earlier bedtime. And, of course, we can help them emotionally, physically, all that kind of stuff without having to go out and buy anything new. Or it's really just those routines and that sleep. So, good stuff. A couple things that we have coming up with the Parent Resource Center. We still have a few classes left, so we're doing in August, partnering with your child during play. And then that one will be in Mandan. And then we're doing just a taste of 1, 2, 3 magic. So we'll just do a short 1-hour class in Bismarck. And that'll be in August as well, the 22nd of August. And that hopefully will be kind of a taster. So then we can do a full series in the fall and maybe even winter if there's enough interest. We'll see how that works out. And then there's we did some practicing wellness in busy families, and we're doing the second part of that at the end of the month. So August 29th is kind of finding wellness in your own family. So all those different facets of wellness. And sometimes in the news you're seeing, you know, eat this or do this or that. And we really want to be well-rounded and instill those practices in our kids.
Yeah, unfortunately there's no magic pill.
No magic pill. There's a lot of different things we can be doing. So those are the parent classes we have coming up. And then, of course, we have a Parents Forever. So if you are have been married and maybe going through a divorce or never were married but are separating from a long-term partner or someone that you have children with, this would be a great class for you. It's a one-time 4-hour class and really a great opportunity to come together with other parents in similar situations and kind of work on your own mentality and techniques of how to deal with this so that our kids stay healthy and out of the middle of all of the stuff that can go on when those relationships end. So we have one more of those. It's Thursday, August 18th, and I'm going to try to keep registration open as long as possible. We've had to cancel a few others in the past because of low numbers, so hopefully we won't have to do that this time around. But yeah, so those are kind of classes and happenings going on with the Resource Center. If you haven't been over to our office, feel free to stop in or even call ahead. We have some great books. I just reorganized a little bit, so I know where things are. It was good to clean out a little bit. So lots of good resources. So, and Vanessa, I think you have a few classes coming up as well.
Yeah, I do. We had a Field to Fork series that was going on this spring, kind of dealing with gardening. And this is another Field to Fork series that's really kind of extending what we learned in the spring. And this talks about extending the growing season. We have a session on planting bulbs. One is on fermenting food, which is going to focus on sauerkraut, which we get lots of questions about. And then also one on growing microgreens. And so these webinars are free to the public. If you are interested and want to register for them, you can actually view them at home or at your personal computer, wherever you would like to. They're happening on Wednesdays from 2 to 3. And the first one is August 17th, and that's the one about extending the growing season and putting the garden to bed. So some tips about, as we were finishing up and how to really get the most out of your garden this year yet. And then on August 24th, that's the sauerkraut and beyond. And so here's an opportunity to get all your questions answered and learn all the tips and tricks for making good sauerkraut, because I think we've all had experiences where we didn't get what we planned to have. Just put it that way.
You want to be ready for fall and those last brats and whatever else.
All
this
those
season.
good things that all that good cabbage you want to put up. And then August 31st is the joy of fall bulb planting, and they're going to focus on garlic and tulip bulbs. And I'm sure Todd Weinman is the agent that's going to be sharing that information. I'm sure he'll also talk about other bulbs and how to prepare them, or which ones you should be planting in the fall and which ones you should be actually taking out and storing over the winter instead. And then the final one is September 14th, and that is a webinar focusing on growing microgreens in your home. And I know they grew microgreens this spring also, and so this is kind of a fun thing that you can kind of extend your gardening to the winter and be practicing that inside too. So if you are interested and you want to know more about how to register for these, please call the NDSU Extension office at 667-3340. Probably don't call until next week.
Yeah.
But we will also...
You can call and ask me, but I may or may not be able to help you.
Yeah, and we will probably share it on Facebook next week also. But so keep an eye out for that. And if you're interested, you can always call and leave a message if we are not there. And with that, again, another invitation for you to come join us at the Morton County Fair starting tonight with horse events, speed events this evening, and then it will go all the way through Sunday. You can't pick a bad day. Come out any day, come out all days. And we will see you in a couple weeks. Talk to you in a couple weeks.
You've been listening to Extension Connection on Super Talk 1270. News and information from NDSU Extension Service and representatives of Morton and Burleigh County Extension offices. Tell your friends to listen in for the next Extension Connection, exclusively here on Super Talk 1270.
Super Talk 1270 KLXX Mandan, Bismarck. Listen anytime, anywhere, online at supertalk1270.com.